Belonging. What does it mean? It's hard to define it, but something we should all have the opportunity to experience. This morning, I'd like to share with you my life and what belonging means to me. When I was born, some 24 years ago, the living doctor said to my parents, "I think your baby has Down syndrome. You have three options. You can institutionalize him, adopt him out, or take him home." How is it that someone can categorize a life like that? This is my mum, my dad, and me. And I bet, what are you thinking? Oh, what an adorable baby. It was my parents' decision to choose option 3, take him home. It has changed my life. It has enabled me to live a life full of potential. You may well ask, what is human potential? Well, my dictionary tells me that under Nathan it reads, visually handsome, charming, and creative. It also tells me that under human potential it reads, human potential is an exceptional quality of life, filled with happiness, creativity, and fulfillment. I believe that potential lies largely untapped in all of us, but it can be achieved by every single person if they can think outside of the box, dream big, and create a vision that is their own. Sometimes in society there are barriers, and these can create fear, and it can control people. What barriers have you come across? How have they controlled your thoughts? Putting barriers on people holds them back. But bringing down these barriers, people can reach their potential. My life is like that of Tom Cruise's in Jerry Maguire. It's awesome. In the movie, that guy has everything, every opportunity. Unlike him though, I haven't made a colleague or messed it up yet. But then I'm only 24, so there's plenty of time for that. Every person has a dream unique to them, and I'm living mine. This has been possible for me because my family started with a vision for my life. They did not put limits on what could be possible for me. I'm on the way to realizing my potential. The vision that was held for me by my family from birth was to live a life full of the same opportunities as my two younger brothers. Here's a few pics of me with my younger brothers and a couple of cousins thrown in. And here I am doing stuff like saving. As you can see, the board is bigger than me, and I am struggling a bit. But it didn't stop me. I think picturing David Hasselhoff from Baywatch. And the motivation paid off. But it wasn't always easy. It was indicative of the vision that my mum and my dad had for me. So let's talk about the struggles. So I was born with a label, Down syndrome. People immediately assumed a low expectation for me and of me. Here are some examples. Promises that were made by principals at that time to my parents when trying to find a school for me to attend. One local school had said, "I have to see how a parent body will feel having a child like Nathan at the school." As you can imagine, it didn't take that long to take a school off the list. The kids with Down syndrome, to get the fact that I had a name. Our parish school principal said there were a lot of gifted and talented students at our school, and that we were suited to the other public school in our area. Another one off the list. This is me with Kidding on Foe, in case you can't find me. I'm the cutest kid there. I'm the one with the glasses. Other comments from people like, he'll never learn maths. They never do. Or he'll never get a job. They never do. And my favorite, he'll never have a sense of humor, as that requires intellect. To that doctor, I say, look who's laughing now. So, although I am laughing now, let me assure you that for people with disabilities, this fixed mindset of others is no laughing matter. I see the biggest challenge of all has been that historically society has held certain beliefs, or shall I say, a fixed mindset, when it comes to people with disability. For example, people with disability have nothing to offer society. I believe that people with disability should have friends who also have a disability. That people with disability should be grouped together based on their label. At one point, I just say to my mother, stop clumping me with people based on my perceived ability. Let me be me in the world. So let me tell you a secret. Like when I was in my teens, I was a bit of a nerd. With the growth mindset of being a jock. That's what most of the boys in my ear. As I didn't want to be all bold and fat and still living at home with my parents, I wanted to move our home, get fit, and live on the front cover of Men's Health magazine. I challenged these fixed mindsets by going from mainstream preschool, primary school, high school, and university. I have 2 jobs that are the envy of young people my age. I live in my own home. I travel overseas, holidaying and working. I socialize with my friends and show an interest with them. So your friends have a similar interest with you. This is me hiding off deep in the Ultimate Fest in Bali. Now you're wondering why I was there. Well, it's because I'm awesome. Here I am holidaying in New York and Los Angeles. I go out with friends to see live bands, pub trivia nights, pies, and dinner at friends' houses. In case you haven't guessed, I'm a bit of a ladies' man. So by having a growth mindset, the every person I meet, I'm challenging the stereotypical viewpoint that was put on me from the moment of my birth. Despite the challenges and the fixed mindsets that were put on me and my family, let me take you to this amazing part of my life now. I graduated from 2012 in 2009. My family thought that I would work in business, but I decided that I'm going to work with celebrities. I love film, and I have a fascination with celebrities. Plus, I'm a good fit because I'm a Jewishy, handsome, and charming good looks that I may have mentioned earlier. Just others who have laughed at the idea of me working with celebrities. But my mother simply asked me, how can we make this happen? And I said, either put Neil Armstrong on the moon, or with Nathan into Nova. So guess where I work? I work at Sydney's coolest radio station, Nova 969. I also work for Smooth FM. She's me with a few celebrities, Milton Rosso and Kate Ritchie, Fitzy and Whipper, Good Charlotte, Jessica Malboy, and Matt Preston. Keeps me hard at work. I'm the office assistant. I'm not in the DGCO just yet. Though as you can see, I am working my way up to it. I'm also a part of the senior team, which has me involved in professional work for another. In line with my passion for learning, for 2.5 years, I attended the University of Sydney, studying a range of subjects, including ancient history, film, and ethics, philosophy. To further enhance my learning of film, I also attended a film course from the Sydney Community College. This group was stock films produced in internationally and nationally award-winning short film, The Interviewer. It was just premiered our latest short film, Heartbreak and Beauty. My role was behind the camera as the first assistant director. So watch out Hollywood, because I made Steven Spielberg in the making. I also work 1 day a week at Taste Creative. Taste Creative is a creative agency meant to help shape positive change around the world. My role is the team assistant in the office and also the assistant cameraman on the film shoots. An additional role that I have is production assistant for bus stop films. Part of this role, couldn't seen as my obsession, is to blog film reviews. Now, I'm even paid to see movies. It doesn't get much better than that. As Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, asked us, if today was the last day of your life, what do you want to do or what you're about to do today? He said, you got to find what you love. He thinks of life and legacy is a huge testament to the pursuit of dreams. I'd like to share with you one way we have directed my life, and is happy, creative, and fulfilled. Some people may see my love of film and TV as an obsession. I view this as my passion, and as an opportunity to further my learning. You may well ask, how? Well, from an early age, every time I watch a film, I still use the subtitles. This assists me with reading and comprehension, such that now I'm able to understand language and be creative in my thoughts and speech. This shows how a simple practice can create a life opportunity. For me, I was realizing how passionate I was what I saw on the screen. And turning that passion into something that is meaningful and could enhance my life. My passion became something that I enjoy every day. So let's not sing my praises just yet, because it is thanks to my parents and encouragement and beliefs that my parents and others held for me, that allowed me to realize my untapped potential. I started to believe in myself as well, thus beginning my journey into living the dream. I feel I am boundless and free to do what I want. It is possible because I and my supporters look beyond the barriers and look for my potential instead. What is your potential? Now that is the big question. What excites you? What inspires you? What is your passion? What is your obsession? These are the questions that I challenge you to ask yourself. In the last few years, I have become a social entrepreneur. Social entrepreneurship describes an entrepreneurial venture that aims to achieve a desired social change. As a student at the School for Social Entrepreneurs, I'm the first student with disability, internationally to graduate from the course. My entrepreneurial venture is based on my motivational speaking, NB. The concept behind my business brand is the idea of social entrepreneurship. The brand has been designed as a play on the abbreviation NB, Nute Bene, a Latin expression meaning not well, but also happens to be my initials. The only idea here is to take note and pay special attention, as I think very important to say. He says a unique individual you're dealing with that has a lot to offer, and the is also my abbreviation for no barriers. Speaking of no barriers, it seems my sense of style has set an interesting trend. Hollywood actor Mark Wahlberg, with a following of 14.5 million fans, have recently copied my sense of fashion. I've been encouraged to take my motivational speaking nationally and internationally. Over the last 3 years, I presented in New Zealand, America, London, Singapore, and nationally across Australia. Apart from sharing my story, I inspire my audiences to have a growth vision when it comes to employing people with disability. I have been recognized for the work I have been doing. Last year, I was one of 4 finalists in the Australian Human Rights Awards in the junior category. The relationships we have in our lives are critical to us. Feeling confident to be ourselves. These relationships for us to feel secure and safe. I think it's important to remind ourselves that it's not what you do with your life, but it's who you're doing it with. It's time to start dreaming and creating a vision and live with you to explore your passions, make connections and friends in areas of your interests and passions or obsessions. When you follow your passions like I have, life isn't hard work, but pure joy. Now, it's not just my family holding to the vision that I have potential. It's a group of friends and family that are my circle of support. To me, my circle of support is like the knights of the round table. There is an equality, unity, friendship, and singleness of purpose. There we for the common good of, yes, you guessed it, me. These are the people who meet every few months at my house, and I've been strategizing and planning things. Realizing your potential, getting started for you, may mean thinking outside of the box as you create your vision. Talk about the good things you are doing, and follow the obsessions, fixations, areas of interest in your life. This may not make perfect sense to everyone, but it makes perfect sense to me. Surround yourself with people who understand and share your vision. To control and make choices for a life filled with happiness, creativity, and fulfillment. I'm nobody special. I'm just a young man with a general concept. I'm living life my way. Putting a life with the ability to dream it into being. Use your mind and use support mechanisms to achieve your goals. August 28th this year will be 52 years since one of the greatest civil rights icons, Martin Luther King Jr., delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech. Dr. King said, "I have a dream and when the destination will rise up, so that the true meaning of its creed, that all men are created equal. We've come a long way in 50 years. Imagine what we could achieve in the next 50. This is the shift in consciousness that is required, that all people are created equal. No person is any more worthy than the next. We are all here to explore a unique potential. Bottom line, believe in yourself, and nothing is impossible. The bigger you dream, the more you will achieve. And why am I telling you this? Because if I can dare to dream and live the dream, so can you. The power held within, our human potential, can be realized if we dared to dream. I hope that by you hearing my story, that you may help somebody else achieve their dreams and have a real, lived experience of belonging, and not just rhetoric, but a real experience. Sadly, for many people, the sense of genuine belonging is often tokenistic. I really want other people to have the kinds of opportunities and experiences as I've had. I really believe we can all work together to make that more likely. What I would suggest is having someone to live the dream and truly belong like I am. Number one, encourage people to have a positive vision. 2, hold high expectations. 3, give them the opportunity to try lots of things. 4, give them space to dream. And 5, really listen to them. The Australian Human Rights Commission got it right. Everyone, everywhere, every day. And if I can add, living the dream. Thank you very much.
Does anyone have any questions for Nathan?
With all the celebrities you met, who was the nicest celebrity that you've met, Nathan?
The nicest celebrity, where do I begin? It was only recently, and it was at work, only like, it's been Wednesday of this week, I met Hugh Jackman, basically, and he's the nicest guy I could ever meet, really. Because like, he asked for a photo with me, and normally I'd be asking, so like, it was quite surprising that I was asked.
Thanks a lot.
Just wondering, what are you grateful for?
Okay, I'm grateful for my life. Because if it wasn't for my parents, basically, I don't know what would have happened to me, really. But there were 3 options when I was born. Basically, I already mentioned, you can introduce a license, you can adopt him out or take him home. I'm so glad that my parents chose the 3rd option. So I actually am more grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my parents.